Shabbat Shalom. How's everyone this morning? Good? Awesome. Today we have a very special Shabbat morning service, right? So Oliver and Louisa are becoming B'nai Mitzvah. Selfishly, this is one of my favorite parts of being a rabbi, is getting to celebrate all the hard work, the dedication, the learning, the love, and the passion that has gone into preparing this service, preparing this beautiful milestone. So I'm excited. It's going to be great. Our opening song is Maya Fe Hayom.
Yafe hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma yafe hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Yafe hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma yafe hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
And we turn together to page 74 to sing Ma Tovu.
Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu. Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Ma Tovu, Ma Tovu. Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Vani birochasecha, avovitecha, Eshtacha v'chol kodshecha b'irotecha. Ma tovu, Ma tovu. Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu, Ma tovu. Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael.
We turn now to page 86 for the blessing for studying words of Torah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu le'asok b'divrei Torah. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to engage with words of Torah.
Louisa. Stay around.
We join together in the English on the bottom of the page. O Adonai our God, let the words of Torah be sweet in our mouths and the mouths of your people Israel, so that we, our descendants, and the descendants of all your people Israel, may know you by studying your Torah for his own sake. Blessed are you, Adonai, who teaches Torah to your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai hamlamed Torah le'amo Yisrael. We continue on the top of page 88. Elu devarim she'ein lahem shiur. We read together at the bottom of the page. These are things that are...
These are things that are
These are
limitless,
of which a person enjoys
the fruit of the world.
while the principle remains in the world to come. They are
honoring
honoring
one's father and mother,
engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study, morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. We turn to page
Study
108 for
all
Barchu.
encompasses them all.
Barchu
Please
et
rise as we turn to page 108.
Barchu et Adonai Hamvorach, Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Elam Va'ed. Praise Adonai to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai to whom praise is due now and forever.
Yai lai la la lai, yai la 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 lai, yai lai la la lai, yai la 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 lai, yai lai la la lai, yai la 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 lai, yai la 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 lai. Baruch hu et Adonai, Hamivorach, Hamivorach. Baruch Adonai Hamivorach Le'olam, Le'olam Va'ed. Praise be the one to whom our praise is due. Praise be the one to whom our praise is due. Praise be the one to whom our praise is due, now and forever. Yai lai la la lai, yai la 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 lai, yai lai la la lai, yai la 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 lai, yai lai la la lai, yai la 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 lai, yai la la lai, la la lai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or uvorei hoshech, oseh shalom uvorei et hakol, hameir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha brachamim, uvtuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid, ma'aseh v'reshit, ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai kulam b'hochma, asita malach haaretz kinyanecha, tit barach Adonai Eloheinu, al shavach ma'aseh yedecha, ve'al me'orei or se'asita yefarucha selah, or Chadash al Tzion Teir, V'niske Chulanu Mehiral Evro, Baruch Atah Adonai Yotzer Hamurot.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of light and darkness, who makes peace and fashions all things. In mercy you illumine the world and those who live upon it. In your goodness you daily renew creation. How numerous are your works, Adonai. In wisdom you formed them all, filling the earth with your creatures. Be praised, Adonai our God, for the excellent work of your hands. For the lights you created, may they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we all may swiftly merit its radiance. Praise to you, Adonai, creator of all heavenly lights. Baruch atah Adonai Yotzei Hamurot. Continue with the calling of the Shema on page 114.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. Please be seated and join me in Vehafta on page 116.
Singing the Shema first.
Okay.
Actually, can stay right. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated and join me in Ve'ahavta on page 116. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavcha, uv'chol nafshecha, uv'chol me'odecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi mitzavucha hayom. Al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha. V'dibarta bam shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'aderech. Uv'shoktecha uv'kmeha. Ukshartam la'ot al yadecha. V'hayu letodafot bein einecha. Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'isharecha. Lama'an tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai. V'hietem kirushim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem. Asher hotziti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim litziot lechem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart. You shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up. You shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates. You may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
Read together on the top of page 119. If people fall, can they not also rise? If they break away, can they not return? The stork in the sky knows when to migrate. The dove and the swallow know the season of return. What human instinct knows the time to turn back? What cue sparks the conscience of the soul? Pray to sense this day anew, attuned to the call of sacred living.
We turn to page 122 to sing together Michamocha.
Mi kamocha va'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nadar b'kodesh, nara tehilot, ose fele, mi kamocha va'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nadar b'kodesh.
We rise as we turn to page 124 for the tefillah.
Adonai sevatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
Baruch, do I say anything before? Okay. Turn to page 126 for a vote for Imahot. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak ve'Elohei Yaakov. Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el, Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanurah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei HaKol, v'Zocher Hasdei Avot ve'Imahot, Mevi Geula Livnei v'Nehem, Ma'an Shemo ba'Ahava. Melech Ozer u'Mashir u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'Esrat Sarah. Continue reading together on the bottom of page 128.
You are forever mighty, Adonai. You give life to all. You cause the wind to shift and rain to fall. You sustain life through love, giving life to all through great compassion, supporting the fallen, healing the sick, freeing the captive, keeping faith with those who sleep in the dust. Who is like you, source of mighty acts? Who resembles you, a sovereign, who takes and gives life, causing deliverance to spring up, and faithfully giving life to all? Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hakol.
We turn to page 130 for the Kedusha.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זזה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך על הארץ, כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכינו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהים, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
To all generations we will declare your greatness, and for all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. You may be seated.
ישמחו במלכותך, שמרי 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 שבת, בקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שמרי 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 שבת, בקורא עונג שבת. מקדשי שבי שבת, כולם יספרו ויתנגו מטובך שבת. ישמחו ומלכותך שמרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו ומלכותך שמרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת. חמדת ימים אותו קראת שבת.
ישמחו במלכותך שמרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שמרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
למעשה בראשית שבת. למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שמרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שמרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. I'd like to invite Anne to come up and lead us on page 134.
Our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai our God, grant us your holy Shabbat as a heritage. May Israel who sanctifies your name rest on Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Makadesh HaShabbat.
I'd like to invite Joseph to come up and lead us on page 137.
On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer to life, to peace, and to joy. May we find true rest, holiness in our deeds, worth in our study of Torah. Let us feed on the love of goodness. Let us drink from the love of goodness. Restrain our thirst for excess, and cleanse our hearts to serve life well. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer in life, in peace, and in joy. Baruch atah Adonai, She'ota lavaha v'yir na'avud.
Page 138.
We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one whose mercies never end, O compassionate one whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you.
Page 141.
Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message. To all the peoples of the earth, bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of our world. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Blessed are you, Adonai, who bless your people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamviech Israel bashalom.
Sim shalom, sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uveracha, chinach isi, virachami.
We take a moment for a silent prayer, a meditation, or just a nice moment of quiet to enjoy the holy space we've created together here this morning. We all need healing at different points in our lives. Healing of body, of spirit, of mind. At this point in our service, we take a moment to think of those in our lives that are in need of healing right now. Whether it be you, loved one, family member, friend, anyone you might be thinking of this morning. As we name them in our hearts, we turn to page 253 to sing together Misha Berach, our prayer for healing.
May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings comfort and healing to those in need of it. And we say together, Amen. Now, we turn to page 244, and we rise physically, spiritually, or both for Seder Kriyat HaTorah, our Torah service.
In Kamacha va Elohim Adonai מלכותך מלכות כל עמים וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום.
Please be seated. Okay, I actually forgot that we have passing of the Torah from one generation to generation, so please rise. We'll leave this Torah, we'll pass a different Torah. It has the same concepts in it. I apologize, we need you to rise as well. Leave your books there. I really did forget, but it's also something that we can learn from. We all do mistakes. No one is perfect. We actually have wonderful two students here, two of the best students we have. We have a lot of best students. We have some here in the crowd. I don't want to offend anyone, also great students, but you two are really exceptional students. And at your bar and bat mitzvah, at your bnei mitzvah, that you chose or did not choose to do together, reading a story about two brothers that want to murder one another. So,
Lovely.
Talking about sibling rivalry there. So at your bar at bat mitzvah, we want to pass the Torah from your parents to you, from one generation to the next. But there's a commitment in passing the Torah. It's not only that physically you get to hold this Torah. By the way, it's heavier than the one that you're reading from. But it's also that you pass together with it everything that is in it. All the lessons, all the story, all the traditions, all the heritage of our people that is there. Some of it is wonderful and great and inspiring. You chose parts that have that in your Torah portion. There are also parts in your Torah portion that you guys are not going to read today and we're not going to mention that are not as great, that maybe we choose to put aside and learn from them. Our tradition, like almost any tradition, is something that now that you begin your journey as adults in the Jewish community, you sometimes need to pick and choose. Say, this is something I can relate to, this is something that I am going to pass on to the next generation, and this is something that I'm not. As we're passing the Torah, we're also passing the commitment to continue to be carrying the Torah, to be telling the story of our people. And I can say to Dufi, there's no better way to do it than by being teachers in our religious school and passing it on to other students. And there's no better way than continuing your Jewish education and the real dedication and commitment that you showed through the past few years to your Judaism. So we literally are going to pass the Torah from your parents to you, and then we're going to put it back in the ark and read from the Torah and pray from. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Our God is one. Adonai is great. Holy is God's name.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Lecha Adonai Hagidula, Yogivura, Yativirim, V'hanitzach, V'hahor. Kichol b'shamayim u'va'aretz, Kichol b'shamayim u'va'aretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlacha, Yomid nasi lichol lirosh.
Please be seated. And Louisa, you're the first reader from the Torah, and Anne, you're the first Aliyah. And before we do that, we want you, Louisa, to say a blessing for becoming a bat mitzvah. Can you come here, please, for the blessing?
Our God and God of our ancestors, I stand before this sacred assembly proclaiming that I choose to be a part of the people of Israel, a part of its heritage and its fate, bound by its commandments. Give me strength to follow your path and to be a source of pride to my family, my community, and my people. How greatly we are blessed, how good is our portion, how pleasant our lot, and how beautiful our heritage. Blessed are we when we sanctify your name and declare, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bacharbanu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And you can follow the reading in the handouts that hopefully everybody has.
Vayivater Yaakov levado, vayeavek ish imo ad alok hashachar. Vayar ki lo Yaakov lo, vayiga bechaf yerech Yaakov, vateka kaf yerech ba'ech Yaakov be'avako imo. Vayomer shalchini ki Allah hashachar, vayomer lo ashlechacha ki im berachtani. Vayomer elav ma shemecha, vayomer Yaakov. Wait. Did I do the next one too?
Yes. So stop there. And let's do the blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
For Aliyah number 2, becoming B'nai Mitzvah is not just an individual act, it's a communal act, right? So for Aliyah number 2, we're going to do the chaos method. So you all are going to be the individual, I'll be the congregational response. We are on page 250. I'll count down from 3. Let's see what happens. I'll give you a second to turn there. 3, 2, 1. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Adonai.
Asher bacharbanu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Go.
Vayomer elav ma shemecha, vayomer Yaakov, vayomer lo Yaakov. Yamei od shimcha ki im Yisrael, ki sarita im Elohim ve'im anashim, v'tuchal vayish'al Yaakov vayomer hagidana shmecha vayomer lama zeh, tish'al lishmi vayevarech oto sham.
Now the blessing after.
Blessing after, bottom of 250. 3, 2, 1. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Baruch et Adonai Havarach.
Baruch Adonai Havarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Havarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayikra
Yaakov.
Yaakov Shem Hamakom, Peniel ki raiti Elohim, panim el panim, v'tinatzel nafshi, vayizrach lo hashemesh, ka'asher avar, et Penuel raiti, solea al yerecho, al kain lo yochlu v'nei Yisrael, et gid hanashe, asher al kaf hayarech, ad hayom hazeh ki naga bechaf yerech Yaakov begid hanashe.
Mm-hmm. And now the blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yishar koach. And now Oliver. First the blessing for becoming a bar mitzvah. Oliver, please the blessing for becoming a bar mitzvah.
Our God and God of our ancestors, I stand before the sacred assembly, proclaiming that I choose to be part of the people of Israel, part of its heritage and its fate, bound by its commandments. Give me strength to follow your path, and be a source of pride to my family, my community, and my people. How greatly we are blessed, how good is our portion, how pleasant our lot, and how beautiful our heritage. Blessed we are when we sanctify your name and declare, Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
And now blessing before reading from the Torah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bacharbanu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayisa Yaakov einav vayar v'hine Esav ba v'imo arba me'ot ish v'achatz et ha'yeladim al Leah v'al Rachel v'al shetei hashvachot v'yasem et hashvachot ve'et yoldehen rishona ve'et Leah v'ladeha acharonim ve'et Rachel ve'et Yosef acharonim im ve'et v'hu avar lifnehem v'yishtachu arza sheva pe'amim ad gishto ad achayv.
And we want the blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And now the second aliyah.
All right. Round 2, page 250. 3, 2, 1.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai.
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato.
Baruch atah Adonai.
Amen.
Vayivotz Esav likrato, vayhabkehu, vayipol al sabavav, vayishakehu, vayivku, vayisa et einav, vayar et hanashim, ve'et hailadim, vayomer mi'ele lach, just sing out last one, please. Vayomer hailadim asher chanan Elohim, et avdecha, vadigashna hashvahot hena, vayodehen, vatishtachavana.
2, 1. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Baruchu et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et toato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten hatovah.
Amen.
Vatigash gam leah v'ladecha v'yishtachavu v'achar nigash yot sefer v'chel v'yishtachavu v'yomer miri lecha chol chamachane hazeh asher pagashti v'yomer limtzochen b'einei Adoni v'yomer Esav v'yeshli vav achi yehi lecha asher lach.
Now the blessing after.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu tovat emet chaye olam nata betochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten hatovah.
Amen.
Lizot HaTorah שעשה משה לפני בני ישראל. לזאת התורה שעשה משה לפני בני ישראל. על פי אדוני ביד משה, ביד משה. על פי אדוני ביד משה, ביד משה. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל.
The blessings for the Haftarah are on page 254, and the words of the Haftarah you can also follow in your handouts.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nviim tovim v'ratza v'divrechem hane'emarim ba'emet. Baruch Atah Adonai habocher batorah uvmoshech avdo uv'Yisrael amo uv'invieh ha'emet v'tzedek. Sivavuni v'chachash Ephraim, uv'mirma beit Yisrael, v'huda od rad im el v'im kedoshim, ne'eman Ephraim, roeh rucha, v'rodef kadim, kal hayom kaza, v'shod yarbe, uvrit im ashur, yichrotu, v'shemen, Lemitzrayim, Yuval, Variv, La'adonai, Im, Yehuda, Vilifkod, Al Yaakov, Kidrachav, Kema'alalav, Yashiv, Lo, Babeten, Akav, Et Achiv, Uvono, Sarah, Et Elohim, Vayasar, El Malach, Vayuchal, Bacha, V'yitchanen lo, Beit El Yimtzaenu, B'shim Yedaber Imanu, Va'adonai Elohei Hatzavaot Adonai Zichro.
Ve'ata belohecha tashuv chesed u'mispat shemor, ve'kavei el Elohecha tamid Kna'an bido moznei mirma, ve'asok ahai vayomer, Ephraim ach asharti matzati on li kol yegia, lo yimtzuli avon asher chet va'anochi Adonai Elohecha, mi'eretz Mitzrayim od oshivcha, va'ohalim kimei moed v'dibarti, all hanvi'im va'anochi, hazon hirbeti, uvyad hanvi'im adameh. Im Gilad aven ach shav hayu bagilgal, shevavim zibehu gam mizbachotam, kigalim al talmei sedai. Blessing after the Haftorah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, tzur kol ha'olamim, tzadik b'chol haruvot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oseh, hamdaber kayem shekol devavav, emet v'tzedek, all ha'tovah, v'all ha'avodah, v'all ha'nvi'im, v'all yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata lainu Adonai Eloheinu, likdusha, v'limnucha, lehavod, ul tifaret, all hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach, umvarchim otach, yikbarach shimcha, b'fi chol chai, tamid le'olam va'ed, baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. We rise now as we turn to page 256 to return the Torah to the Ark.
It's Chaim Hilama Chazikim Bavitomecheha Miushar. It's Chaim Hilama Chazikim Bavitomecheha Miushar. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it. All of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom.
Please be seated, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for being here for my bat mitzvah. My Torah portion describes how Jacob fought with a divine being and received his new name, Israel. When dawn broke, the divine being tried to leave, but Jacob refused to let him go unless the figure blessed him. He asked Jacob's name and announced that Jacob's name would now be Israel, for he had striven with beings divine and human and had prevailed. The Jews are often called the Israelites, fitting of their struggles past and present, not only with other people, with our own hope and faith. Another meaning of the word Israel is God perseveres, and someone who is named Israel has wrestled or struggled with God. And while a very literal meaning in this example, it also represents the struggles with ourselves and with our idea of Judaism. This blessing means that we always question ourselves and the ideas of those before us. When Jacob asked the figure's name, the divine being refused and left Jacob there. Jacob named the spot Peniel, meaning I have seen the divine being face to face, and yet my life has been preserved, widely understood as the face of God. While Jacob likely did not actually see the face of God himself, it accentuates the idea that all people are created in God's image. Becoming a bat mitzvah is an integral part of my Jewish education and a stepping stone to becoming an adult. While I certainly won't be driving for some time, a bat mitzvah is a learning experience and an honor. Some people have big parties, some people have a potluck, and some people get drive-through Taco Bell on a Monday. 100 thank yous to my parents who I guess drove me here. Exactly 2.64 thank yous to my admittedly smart brother whose instant memorization of any Hebrew writing he laid eyes on encouraged me to work harder for the sake of sibling rivalry. 75 thank yous to my 7th grade class, and 81 thank yous to the teachers and teachers' assistants that this entire experience would literally have been impossible without. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for being here for our bar mitzvah. I truly appreciate it. First of all, here is a brief summary of my Torah portion. In my Torah portion, Jacob is afraid that his twin brother Esau is about to kill him. When Jacob sees Esau coming towards him with 400 men, Jacob lines up his family behind him. But when Jacob meets Esau, they instead hug, and Esau weeps. Esau asks who the people with Jacob are, and Jacob answers they are the children that God favored him with. Esau asks why Jacob brought all these gifts. Jacob says it is to gain his favor. Esau says, I have enough, my brother, that what you have remain yours. One important sentence that Esau says is, I have enough, my brother, that what you have remain yours. This sentence is important because they're showing that the bitterness of Jacob stealing from him has lessened and perhaps disappeared. This mentions the virtue that people are only happy with what they have if they are content with it and do not seek to acquire more. This is true because the people who are most happy are those who feel they have enough and are content with it. We all know of incredibly rich people that have wealth beyond our wildest dreams, but who are not happy because they seek to acquire still more wealth. This part of the Torah is important because it's the culmination of the larger part of the Torah that involves Jacob and Esau. This Torah portion is of importance to me personally because it sort of in a way reminds me of the conflict between me and my sister where sometimes, often for relatively long periods of time, we are enemies, but we eventually forgive each other. One important thing that can be learned from this Torah portion is that memories of friendship outlast memories of conflict. This can be seen in how Esau forgives Jacob, likely because over this long time the hatred and anger has slowly diminished. A bar bat mitzvah is an extremely important rite of passage, which means something different for each person. To me, becoming a bar mitzvah means getting new responsibilities because you are now closer to being an adult, becoming a full member of the Jewish community, and becoming more connected to other Jews because all of them my age have gone through the same process and can share in their memories of the excitement and stress leading up to it. My bar mitzvah project was cleaning up trash in our nearby creek. I chose this as my project because I believe cleaning up the environment is one of the best ways of helping the community, because health of an area reflects the health of the environment, and also because we happen to live near a large creek that has too much trash in it. Last of all, I'd like to thank my teachers for helping me learn what I needed to know for my bar mitzvah. I'd like to thank my family for their support and help, and I'd like to thank everyone here for taking the time to come to my bar mitzvah.
Just need to look at your mother with admiration and to listen to her.
So you stick this. Never mind, I'll just do it.
I went to more bar and bat mitzvahs as a kid than I can count or remember. It is not just the taffeta, the puffed sleeves, the dancing, and the questionable DJs that I remember. It isn't just the sound of Hebrew and the feeling of timeless importance, history, and memory carried on. It was the families. The look in a grandmother's eye, the sturdy weight and emotion in the line of a grandfather's shoulders, the look of pride, meaning, and maybe relief that the parents had, the excited, sometimes confused, sometimes bored or anxious expressions on our classmates. It was the community and family who showed up not just for the party, but for the people. So starting this process later in my kids' lives, and having no family or Jewish community of my own to offer them, I didn't see how this day, this celebration, this achievement or honor would be possible. It can be really hard to show up with our full human and imperfect selves, especially when many of us are tired, maybe overly busy, or more inclined to find an easier and more comfortable option, especially when online spaces can feel alluring, like-minded, and easier. But online spaces don't always show up when things get complicated. It's often said that family is who really shows up when the going gets tough, at least for those lucky enough to have that kind of family. I've lost contact with most of my Jewish community from my past. I grew up before Facebook. So through difficulties of life, geography, and because of death in far too many cases, the family and people I have known who would have had so much joy, pride, and meaning in today are not in our lives currently. So when I tried to imagine this day, I couldn't really. While I knew that I and their dad would show up for them as best as we could, I also knew that we were not enough. But I very quickly realized that at the temple there are innumerable people who show up for anyone who walks in the door. People who show up, sometimes daily, to create a space, a school, a synagogue, and a community for anyone who would like to be a part of it. Without every single one of the people who work to create this space, my kids would not have been able to reach this milestone. So on behalf of my little family and the family and friends who no doubt would have loved to have been able to celebrate these two amazing humans with us, I want to say a very deep thank you. To my kids, I hope you both hear this long list of names that I'm about to say, of people in your community who showed up for you, and remember to always show up for yourselves and be whoever it is that you are fully. I hope you show up for each other, even when it is difficult. I hope you show up for your families. I hope you show up for others in your Jewish community and your local community, even if that community is not represented here. So we would like to thank Rabbi David, Sarah Harlan and Rabbi Rapport for welcoming us so warmly, Rabbi Matt, Ellen Shaken and Chava Johnson for doing so much for JLab, to the current staff, Andrea, Benji, Ellen, Aaron, Jean, Madison, Nancy, Jess, Julie, Santa, and Terry. To the kids' fellow students, Asher, Avi, Isabella, JB, Lila, and Rivka, and to Vivi and Edward, to the teachers and TAs. Alana, Kenya, Jordan, Avery, Kelsey, Heather, Kate, Juliana, Justin, Marilyn, Waylon, Valeria, Jacqueline, Brian, the other Justin, and Bonnie, and any that I have forgotten through the years. and Abby, Eli, Jonathan, Aaron D., Zachary, Aaron F., Siggy, Henry, Leo, Sophia, Meredith, Nessa, Ruby Jane, Lucas, David, Isabella, Sarah, Molly, Natalie, Lincoln, Max, Samuel, Karen, Emily, Claire, Elizabeth, Owen, Ella, Mark, Kyla, and the others who came from Israel this year, and to anyone else that I may have forgotten or not known to mention. Thank you all very much.
Come, both of you. I also want to thank you. You did a great job leading the service and teaching us from what you've learned from your Torah portions and reading to us your Torah portions and reading to us your Haftarah. I want to say about the service that you both broke records in the service, different kinds of records. I'll start with your mother. I think you're the first one, at least that I ever heard, but probably in 182 years of the temple, that literally thanked the entire staff and the entire and every teacher and TA in our J-Lab. I at least never heard that in 30 years in the rabbinate and in 23 years here, and it's extremely touching how you mentioned by name. I don't think that you left more than one, maybe. And Jennifer and Louis, yes, you're right. It really takes a village to, or a community or a congregation, and that was really touching and a first. I want to thank you for giving the quickest speech I ever heard from a bar or a bat mitzvah. There's actually a lot of content in what you said, so you managed to be, how do you call it when you do succinct? Yes, which is a great quality for someone that chooses to do public speaking and leading. I wish I had that quality, but you would make a great rabbi. Everyone would love you for short and meaningful sermons. And I want to say something about Oliver's Hebrew. So when Oliver was practicing on his Torah portion, he was practicing with a teacher that we have named Yuli, that is an Israeli teacher. Hebrew is excellent. And she corrected him twice, and then, since he argued with her on the correction, then I was called into, and I said, she's right, you need to change that. But just to be 100% sure, I went to the online site where they actually tell you how you should read it, and I found out that both of us were wrong, and he was right on that Hebrew. It's a very, I'll say to my defense and Yuli's defense, it's a very rare grammatically. It actually sounds like somebody has two necks, and Esau fell on both necks of Jacob. So it really sounds, if you understand the text, it really sounds wrong, but he read it correctly, and that's what it says. There it's a difficult grammatic structure. We're not going to go into it, but the main thing is how wonderful your Hebrew is and how important it is to continue and learn and teach and so on. I see two great future rabbis right here in front of me. I want to also thank you, which is kind of admirable. I think that you guys live the farthest away from the temple, from all the class, maybe of all of J-Lab, and still you showed like clockwork, you showed dedication and really eagerness to learn, which is really appreciated and hopefully will continue to the future. You have a great Torah portion, and you taught us from it two really important things. I want to add just a little bit on that. In your part of your Torah portion, Louisa, is how we get the name Israel. You spoke a little bit about the meaning of Israel. It means to continue all the time to struggle with God and with people, which doesn't sound like really a blessing, but it is a blessing. It's the blessing of diversity. of many opinions. You know, we joke that if you have 2 Jews in the room, you have 4 opinions. You probably have 8. That if you have 1 Jewish person in a deserted island, then there will be 2 synagogues, because every Jew needs a synagogue that he doesn't go to, not only the synagogue where they actually pray. We're an extremely diverse people, we're an extremely pluralistic people, and we're even divided between ourselves. I think it's a great blessing, and I think that the 2 of you are a great addition to that, because you have your own original opinions, which Louisa tends to state more than Oliver does, but it's a wonderful thing that you bring to our community. And the other thing that is there that is also, I think, relevant maybe to your sibling relationship, the little that I know your sibling relationship. Jacob is sure that Esau wants to kill him. Now, at a certain point, 20 years ago, Esau did vow to kill Jacob. So Jacob is not just imagining that there's something in there, so much that in your Torah portion, Jacob is dividing his family. So in the case there will be violence, that only part of the family will be hurt and not the entire family will be hurt. Someone will still survive and continue the legacy of the family. But then Esau just wants to hug him and to kiss him, because they haven't seen one another for 20 years. And Jacob says the most beautiful thing maybe in the entire Torah to Esau. I looked at your face and I saw the divine in your face. We learn from that in the 19th and in the 20th century in Jewish theology, that since we're all created in the image of God, in every person there is God. And we actually find the presence of God in the community. We find the presence of God in each other. And hopefully you can learn from that to find the presence of God in every person, including in your sibling, and to respect one another with that. I want to invite Rabbi Matt to join me as we're blessing you, and as he has some gifts to give you. But first, we want to say the blessing. Why won't the 2 of you get closer to me and closer to... No, not that close. And we say to both of you in the words that God spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying how to bless our children. Yevarchechem Adonai ve'yishmerchem. May God always guard you and keep you and protect you and bless you. Ya'er Adonai panav elechem ve'yechulchem. May God's face always shine towards you, and may God always deal graciously with you. Yisa Adonai panav elechem ve'yasem lachem shalom. May God always be present in your life, and may God grant you shalom, peace and wellness and wholeness. And Rabbi Matt has some gifts for you here.
Oh, yes. So, becoming B'nai Mitzvah is actually the beginning of a journey, not the end of one. So we have the Book of Jewish Values by Rabbi Joseph Telushkin, so you can continue to deepen your knowledge and your experience of Jewish values. We have the Jewish Study Bible, and I think this is, the 2nd edition, updated, very nice, so you can continue to learn not only more about your own Torah portion, but about the rest of the Torah, the rest of the Tanakh, so the Nevi'im, the prophets, which your Haftarah came from, and the Ketuvim, the writings. And we also have a tzedakah box, so that you can do acts of justice and loving kindness in our world, even in little ways. Let's see.
There's also from the Jewish Family and Career Services
nice.
here for each one of them.
Look at that. So I get
You don't
that
have to
back
share, there's duplicates.
here. You each get one. So in here. Do you want to explain what this one is?
So since you've done Pledge 13, a project for the community, to show your commitment to the community, you each get a really nice certificate, and you get a wonderful flask that will give you water whenever you run out of water. We will give you those presents. After that, there's also a sweet thing from the temple, but now you get to sit down, and Jennifer wants to sing for you. Just for the two of you. No, not with your family, still up here.
Lechilach, to a land that I will show you. Lech lecha, to a place you do not know. Lechilach, on your journey I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lechilach, Lechilach, and I shall make your name great. Lech lecha, and all shall praise your name. Lechilach, to the place that I will show you. L'simchat chaim, l'simchat chaim, l'simchat chaim, lechilach. You shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing. You are both a blessing, lechilach.
We rise physically, spiritually, or both as we turn to page 283. We read together in the middle of page 283. Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spreads out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God, there is none else.
Va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu.
You may be seated. Page 287. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
We turn now to page 293. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. On this Shabbat we remember especially Jonathan Zaborski, Ana Luz Gonzalez, Edward Gladstone, Warner Hammond, Abraham Sidney Rodin, Louis Steinberg, David H. Weiss, Alvin Fracht, Louis Glazer, Charlotte Landy, Elizabeth Marks, Evelyn Simon, Paul Suzanne, Philip Yoffe, Sidney Bloom, A.B.I. Brownstein, Daisy Goldstein, Molly Gomberg, Gloria Greenfield, Warren Kahn, Shirley Rollins, Sylvia Shapira, Barbara Rifkin-Strauss, Leonard Gadi, Shirley Kozlov, Devorah Reichman, Mark Sexter, Blanche Salomon, Luis Zaller, Louis Sonny Bass, Henry Bronner, Mary Brousseau, Corina Maya, Jacob Sachs, Irving Schuster, Gail Sherman, Claire S. Weinberg, Isaac Weitz, Irving Yarmouth, Marjorie Axler, Patsy Brown, Francis Moorman, Ann Silver, Shlomo Suponitsky, Kurt Ackerman, Ruth W. Fine, Simon Steinberg, Evelyn Brill Weinberg, Mark Huslander. In recent days, Josh Penner, Andrea Bernson. And from Oliver and Louisa's family, we remember Jeanette Pradham, Edward Smith. We think of our loved ones, whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. With the blessed memories of our loved ones in our hearts, we rise as we turn to page 294 for the mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה על שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה, may the memory of our loved ones come to be a blessing and a benediction to us all. Amen.
Amen.
Our closing song is
Od Yavo Shalom.
Od Yavo Shalom. It's what page, do you remember?
Page 353.
Page 353.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, Salam Shalom. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, Salam Shalom. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, Salam Shalom. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, Salam Shalom. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, ve'al kulam.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Mazal
Shalom.
Tov to Oliver and to Louisa, to Anne and to Joseph. And thank you all for being here. Please say Shabbat Shalom to to at least one person that you don't know. And please, everybody come and shake the hands of our bar and bat mitzvah to wish them mazel tov and thank them. Shabbat shalom, everyone.